Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have a review of the brand new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. A sweet boy from a poor family dreams of finding one of the 5 golden tickets hidden inside chocolate bar wrappers, which will admit him to the eccentric and reclusive Willy Wonka's magical factory. One after another, tickets are discovered by ghastly children, but will the lad find the last remaining one and have all his dreams come true? Going into this review, I've seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory numerous times, many times over and over again throughout my childhood. It was one of my favorite movies growing up, and I've seen it a handful of times in adulthood as well. So going into watching this again on 4K, I was very excited because I wanted all that nostalgia to come rushing back to me, and I'm glad to say that it did here. This movie came out 50 years ago, back in 1971, and this is the 50th anniversary version of the movie, so I'm glad we finally got it on 4K. And the movie is a timeless classic. Gene Wilder absolutely kills it in this movie, although it was a bit frustrating because my girlfriend and I watched it with subtitles on, and the subtitles were absolutely freaking horrible. The words usually never matched up with what the actors were saying, and a lot of words were missing or wrong or changed. I don't know who did the subtitles on this, but whoever did, shame on you, because this is pretty bad and kind of offensive to the hearing impaired. So I would definitely recommend Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from just a movie perspective. I think it is really well done on a small budget. It's a classic, timeless musical, but is the 4K transfer any good? Let's find out. So if you decide to pick up Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray in the United States, there's only one version to pick from, and it is the standard edition slipcover seen here. And it features this really great sparkly slipcover, and I wanted to come outside to really show it in the natural light so you didn't get any studio lighting on there and think there was any trickery going on. It's just a great looking slipcover. And on the back we have information about the movie, its technical specs, as well as what special features are offered. Here's what the spine looks like. And then when you take off the slipcover, the case itself looks exactly the same as its slipcover counterpart. It just doesn't have that sparkle effect. And both the Blu-ray disc and the 4K disc have this really great royal purple color with a silver Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory logo. But again, just look at that slipcover. Look how great that looks. For visuals on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, we have native 4K, and this is full screen, so you will not have black bars at the top or the bottom, and this picture looked just about average for me. Sure, this movie was not shot with the highest budget back in 1971, and so the transfer itself just doesn't look that great, but I think they did an okay job with it. It's a very filmic transfer, so there is a good amount of grain throughout, and the detail is more noticeable than it is on the Blu-ray disc, but it just didn't blow me away. And when you have discs like My Fair Lady, which is a movie that came out before this, and those look phenomenal, much better than this in my opinion, it is a bit noticeable, and it did bring this down in my mind just a little bit. Also, there is no Dolby Vision on the actual disc itself. There is in the digital version, but not on the disc, so unless you have HDR10, you're kind of out of luck with that, so that might be a bit frustrating for some viewers. But for me, I have HDR10, and it looked really good. All the dark scenes, especially the one on the boat, you know, that scary psychedelic scene, that looked phenomenal here on this disc. But overall, I would say the visuals are just a little bit average to me. This did not scream reference quality to me. For audio on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, we have a DTS-HD Master Audio 5.1 mix, and again, I think this is just a pretty good audio track. Would I have wanted Dolby Atmos on this? Of course, I love Dolby Atmos, but I think this just did the job, and you never had a hard time hearing dialogue, which is sometimes a problem with older films. All the music sounded really good. It wasn't as immersive as like a DTS-X track would be or a Dolby Atmos track would be. I just thought the audio did its job here, music sounded good, and I think the audio was a bit better than the visuals were. So would I recommend Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray? I'm going to say yes, this is a day one pickup, and the reason for that is you want this slipcover. This slipcover is great, and if you wait for future presses of this, or if you wait too long, the slipcovers might be gone. Also, this movie is just a phenomenal timeless classic, and I think you should watch it, show it to your kids, show it to your grandkids, and sure, the 4K transfer isn't anything special, but it's not subpar. It does the job, and I think you're going to be very satisfied with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, recommended by me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram, and like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Charlie, don't forget what happened to the man who suddenly got everything he always wanted.
What happened?
He lived happily ever after.